Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Mike from Way Outreach Ministries. I'm here today with my buddy James. He is an awesome guy. We went to middle school together. I saw one of his Facebook videos of what he's doing right now for the community, and I wanted to introduce him to you guys so you can get a really good idea on what we're doing as an organization, because we're going to do a partnership with his sober living community called Restore and Rise Sober Living. James is actually living in the property right now, and he's looking for people to come and live with him in the house. And he's offering a very reduced rate compared to what the motels and the hotels are charging us, and apartment complexes. It's kind of like a group living type situation, but what he's doing is he's offering housing for people that are either, coming out of a rehab facility from drug treatment, where they've had like 30 days clean and they need a safe, sober living environment, or possibly someone maybe coming from the street, if they, are sober and they want to live a sober lifestyle, or maybe somebody coming out of incarceration, and they need a safe, sober place to go. That's the whole idea, is a safe, sober place. Because believe it or not, a lot of these people are in situations where, their family doesn't trust them, their friends don't trust them, they've broken all those relationships and they literally have nowhere to go. So what James and I had talked about today, and we've had like a 2-hour meeting in my office today, is that I want to do a partnership with Way Outreach Ministries and with his sober living home that's going to provide individuals who are coming out of those type of placements and go into his home and do like a scholarship type program where we pay for the first 30 days of them coming out of the facility, because that is the most crucial time of their life, because they don't necessarily have a job yet. And, it does cost some money to live at this place with James. It's not as bad as people think, but it still costs money. And that's the whole idea. That's why we're doing the fundraisers that we're doing. We have some money in the bank thanks to all the sponsors that stepped up and did our t-shirt sponsorships, all the other money that we've been able to raise, in addition to my own money that I put into the charity to start it as well for my real estate transactions. I do donate right now $500 from every single real estate transaction that I do. So we do have some funds in there, but we are doing a big fundraising event to raise more money. A lot of you already know that, but that's going to be at Day John Vineyards on November 7th. And that'll be Friday night, November 7th. You can look at other stuff. I'm going to put some stuff in the description to this video about that event, so you can see some details about that. How to get free tickets, because it's a free event. And then also, if you would like to donate or become a sponsor in any capacity, I'm going to put on a link to our GoFundMe page. And then we also are still looking for corporate sponsors for the event that we're doing at the vineyard. So with that, I just want to turn it over to James, let him talk a little bit about what he is doing, what their vision is, maybe some types of the services and stuff that they're offering for these folks, and just kind of take it from there. So what kind of things are you guys doing over there?
Thank you, Mike. My name is James. My partner and I just opened up a sober living home, Baltimore City, but a really nice area of Baltimore City in Hamilton.
Hamilton, right?
Hamilton.
Hamilton.
Yeah, it's a really nice, safe area. The only people walking by are people walking their dogs and kids, very polite kids, going to school right up the street, actually. We purchased a home and actually fully renovated it. It just opened. So it's a 7-bedroom house. We have 2 beds to a room. The house is fully renovated, like like I said, Mike said I was living in the house, which is true. So I've been in there for the last month and a half, assembling furniture and decorating and rugs.
So it's
and
fully
curtains.
furnished. It's all fully furnished.
Yeah.
So you said 7 bedrooms. So how many total people are going to live in this house?
Yeah. So 7 bedrooms. One is probably going to be an office. So there's going to be 6 bedrooms, 2 beds in each room, and these are decent sized bedrooms. Nobody's crammed in. There's a living room area, dining room area, kitchen. Basement has also a living area. There's laundry room. So fully renovated home. The cost is $175 a week to stay there, and that includes all utilities. We don't provide food. However, we have access to food. So that's there's a place in Fells Point Compassion Center that really loads people up with food that we're able to make sure people get to. So food shouldn't be an issue.
And we're probably going to be able to get a lot of these people qualified for like food stamps and the SNAP program if the government ever opens back up again. I don't know if they shut down or not. I haven't been paying attention because it's just too much drama for me. But that's a whole other conversation. But if they open up, might be able to get some food stamps for these people and kind of get them, established a little bit with being able to have that as an option. Plus, maybe we'll be able to get some volunteers that want to work with our organization, his organization, to maybe provide some dinners for these people once it gets fully filled with people in there and stuff, and that'd be great. And then what are some other things you guys are going to be doing? You said something about like maybe possible like a men's group, like Bible study you might be able to put together at the place.
Yeah, absolutely. So my vision for this house, and what really kind of led me to this point, I'm a Christian. I was baptized 12 years ago. I'm also in recovery, 16 years in recovery myself. I stayed at some sober living homes, back when I first got clean a long time ago. Thank God, God has blessed me in my life unbelievably. And he has put it on my heart to get to this point. So we have this house where people are able to come into in a nice, clean, safe environment with positivity, with it's Christian based. I mean, we don't, you don't have to be a Christian to go in, but my vision with this place. So for a couple of years now, I've brought a church group into other treatment facilities. To do Bible study, to do prayer groups, with men and women who, sometimes we're just surprised. We go into treatment centers, and we'll have a group, and it'll be somebody who's very deep into their faith, and we'll be doing a Bible study, and these people are telling us all about the Bible themselves, So you never know, when you see people who are at a certain point in their lives, and you tend to judge or just assume things about them, and you'd be shocked. A lot of these people are very deep in their faith. So that's one thing that I've enjoyed over the last few years, is going into treatment centers, bringing a church group, and not just my church. I have friends from all different churches, and holding Bible studies, prayer meetings, and just thanking God, for
all good, man.
Thanking
Here
God.
Here's another ring, another client.
Yeah, God is just beyond. He's beyond good all the time. His blessings just overwhelm me all the time. He's brought me to this point in life. So I would love, as we are blessed to fill this house, and God brings people to this house, to bring church groups in. Prayer meetings, Bible studies, absolutely would be a beautiful thing to have there.
That's awesome. So, you can kind of get a good idea of the vision, what's going to happen here. Obviously these people are going to have to get jobs because they're going to have to pay $175 a week. But what we want to do, like I said, the scholarship kind of program that we want to put together is to give these people, an opportunity. Obviously I want to meet with them personally. I'd like to meet with them while they're getting their scholarship for each week to kind of make sure they're moving in the right direction with work, with Jesus, with everything, kind of coach them and kind of help them become more self-sufficient, productive adults, help them get in touch with DSS, see if there's programs out there for like free cell phones, for free food stamps, for whatever entitlements and benefits, medical assistance, whatever that they're entitled to. You know, that part is going to be key as well. Maybe at some point we'll be able to have, you know, a doctor step up and say that they're willing to let these people come and get checked out, you know, and get a full physical or something as complimentary service. You know, again, these people, a lot of them don't have a lot of money. They don't have a lot of options. So we're just trying to, you know, get them a good start, fresh start, you know, and help them on their road to recovery. And I didn't know that this curveball was coming until I saw James' Facebook post on Facebook about his tour of his house. And I'll try to tag him in this, so you can check out his Facebook page and his videos that he put up of the house, so you can actually see the place in Hamilton that he has done. And you know, this is just the beginning. You know, I want you guys to understand, like, James is just getting started, and we wanted to do a video today to kind of document this journey together. And you know, he has some big plans. We talked about maybe doing like a women's house too, so you have a men's and a women's, because there's a lot of need for women too, who have their own issues, you know, and it's good to have women all in the house and men all in the house, and not have those kind of things conflicting with each other, kind of distracting each other from treatment, because we're not trying to turn this into a hookup center kind of thing, you know. So that's not really the intention here. But, you know, at least everybody gets a really good idea on what we're trying to do, what we're doing. Like, why are we even raising these funds in the first place? Like, remember, you know, we are at Right Way Outreach Ministries. We are a 100% volunteer organization. Nobody takes any money from us. We don't have any office space. We don't have any buildings we need to pay leases for. We don't need all the commercial insurance and salaries and health benefits and pension plans and all the stuff the pastors get at all the churches and all the other, you know, lights and electricity bills and all that, you know. It's like, and I'm not knocking the churches. I'm just saying, when you make your donation to the church, a big part of your donation goes to the church, okay? This donation that you make to us is going to go to the people that actually need the service, which is going to be what James is providing at these facilities. And we're actually going to be making a difference right here, not in Africa, in your own local community in Baltimore, Baltimore City, Harford County, and that whole general area. You know, we got a great resource here, and so now we just need to get some people who are going to be good participants for the program and start getting the word out and letting them know. And then obviously we are going to need some donations, so we're going to need some help, you know, to fund this. And we're just doing like this grassroots. We're throwing it out to everybody, and just trust me, every little bit helps, right? Like, even if it's $5, man, you know, $5 helps, $10 helps, $500 really helps more. But I'm just saying, you know, make any kind of donation you can. It's going to the right thing that it should go to, which is charity, which is what we're doing. This is what we're about. I can't stress that enough. We do obviously have some expenses, but I'll be honest with you, most of the expenses that we have, I've just been paying for out of my own pocket, marketing and things like that, because I deal with real estate. So I'm really trying to, all the money that comes in, I'm trying to go right back to the people. So, you know, a couple ways you can support us. You know, number one, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You know, the more subscribers we get, the more people that watch our videos, the more money YouTube is eventually going to be sending us. That's going to go all to Right Way Outreach Ministries. So literally, just by watching our videos, just by watching our weekly church service, even if you don't donate anything, you actually will be donating something just by giving us your time to actually take to watch our videos. share our messages with other people, share our vision with other people, spread the word. This is what we're doing. And it's a grassroots thing, man. So it's just something God has put on my heart to do. God has put on James's heart to do. We both have been through recovery. We both know what the problem is with drugs and how bad it can get. I wrote my book about it. You can always get the copy of that on Amazon. A big portion of those proceeds are actually going to the nonprofit as well. Because, I'm not like a pastor, okay? I didn't start this nonprofit organization to get, all the money, right? I sell real estate. I make a lot of money. I do. But, with making a lot of money is a lot of responsibility. And I think as a Christian, the more money you make, the more responsibility you have to make sure you do the right things with your money, which is why I donate a lot of my money to a nonprofit that I control. So I know what happens with my money. When you give your money to the church, you don't always know what happens to your money. So, we're going to be documenting things. We're going to be, as we go, as people give us permission to maybe share their stories, their journeys with Jesus. We're going to be sitting down and talking to them and putting them on the podcast, letting them tell their experience, letting them tell how, hopefully this sober living home has changed their lives, having the opportunity to restart, refresh, and just start a whole new life. Hopefully there'll be some employers that see this video, some of the big companies out there, Amazon, Under Armour, you name it. I'm just throwing them out, even Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever. Like, hopefully you guys take a look at what we're doing and you say, you know what? Those are the type of people that I want to have working for me at my company. And then we can get these people some good paying jobs instead of just working at McDonald's. Not to knock McDonald's. We all probably worked at McDonald's at some point. I think this last stats I saw, 70% of people in the world worked at fast food. I worked at Roy Rogers. I know I've worked everywhere. So, we're not brand new to this, but my whole point is a lot of these people are grown adults. A lot of these people know what they need to do. They just need a little help getting there. And we are going to need some help too. For those of you that want to volunteer your time. These people are going to need to get to work. They're going to need to get picked up from work. They don't have transportation sometimes. So anybody that can help do like rides, or maybe do like a church, take them to church on Sunday or something. Little things like that are going to make a huge difference with getting community support, maybe getting a little van that we can use to put them all in the van. Maybe the Orioles want to give us some tickets. We can take them down to the baseball game, or the Ravens want to give us some tickets. We can take them down to the football game or something fun like that too. I don't know, but the whole idea is when you bring Jesus in, he fixes everything. And that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to bring Jesus into this house. We're trying to bring people into this house that need Jesus, which is really everybody, because everybody needs Jesus. But these people really need him, and they need some help, And it's not that expensive, because a hotel that I priced out was $1,900 a month. So we're looking at having a nice place to stay for $175 a week, which is $700 a month. That's it. I mean, come on, we can do this, people. We can fund a $700 a month stay. Like, that's it. If you can donate $700, that's going to pay for a whole month for somebody's housing and living expenses, so they can have a nice place to stay when they come out of drug treatment. That's all we're asking for. We're not asking for $25,000. Well, I am, to some of the banks, because they got all the money, right? All the big banks, we're coming to ask you for money too. But that's a whole separate video. That's a whole separate plan. So anyway, that's who we are. That's what we're doing. That's the big update today from Way Outreach Ministries. We're so excited to do this partnership. James is going to be at our fundraising event that we have on Friday night, November 7th. I'm sure he's going to help me out with some other things I have planned too. just to kind of be out and about and try to raise some money and try to support this organization and the great things they're doing. So this is a start, and I think this is a start in the right direction. So I'm really glad I saw your video. I'm glad we just connected and you took time out of your day. I mean, it's middle of the week, and I'm not doing real estate right now. You're not doing real estate. He's actually in real estate too. We did have a talk about that. There might be some other plans coming, but we haven't figured that out yet. But he's in real estate too, and we just we enjoy each other's company, and that's pretty much it. So thank you, for taking time out of your day, for listening to me yap, listening to James talk, and explain kind of what we're doing. And check out his video. I may actually try to go down to the house to tour it myself and do my own little YouTube video and put that up for you guys to watch, just to see, what we're actually looking at, what we're talking about, and just to kind of document everything, because we want to make sure we do it the right way from the beginning, and then that way this can kind of be the blueprint. Go nice and slow, do it the right way, and then then we open up the women's place, and then we get a couple more homes. Next thing you know, we got like 25 houses or whatever, and or James does, because I'm not getting in the houses. I don't want all that responsibility. I just want to fund the first 30 days. You know what I'm saying? So we'll kind of get this thing going, and then hopefully we'll be the place that all the rehabs say, you know what? Hey, you don't have a job? Not a problem. Call this organization. They'll fund your first 30 days as long as you meet with them and you sell yourself to them, because we're not just going to offer this to every single person. I mean, you got to kind of interview for these scholarships that we're going to do. We really want to hear your story and see what you want to do and what you want to accomplish and help you do that. So with that, I think that pretty much wraps it up. So thanks for coming out today to our office here right now at Cummings & Company Realtors in Perry Hall, because that's where I'm out of. And have a wonderful day and enjoy this fabulous, fabulous weather from Jesus, because it's supposed to be like sunny for like the next 8 days straight, like 75 degrees. I mean, I'm playing golf tomorrow. It's going to be a good day. So, all right, take care. God bless, and we will talk to you soon. See ya.